Hi, my name is Patrick Rohrman with MT Knives, and today we're going to talk about what sharpening stones I recommend. Now, I've been making and sharpening and selling knives for over 15 years, and over the years my recommendations have changed slightly, but not a ton. So, I actually need to sharpen my knife, and so we're going to do a little bit of that today as well. So when I first started sharpening, and when I say I first started sharpening, I'm not talking about when I was a kid and tried and failed. But when I first had success at sharpening, it came on this stone here. This is a King 1000 grit Japanese water stone. And it has been the stone that I have recommended over the years, and the reason I like it so much is it's a synthetic stone, and so you get great cutting. It removes a lot of material quickly and efficiently, and as it wears down, it will continue to cut the same through the life of the stone. Now, I'm sure there's somebody that's going to say, you know, you should start with a coarser stone and yada yada yada. But the 1000 grit is a great in-between stone. It's kind of a medium stone, meaning it will remove a lot of steel quickly and efficiently. However, if I was going to do a lot of work on a knife, I might want to start with a diamond stone or a coarser stone. But when I'm trying to teach somebody how to sharpen a knife who's never done it before or is trying to learn, then I don't recommend trying to sharpen a knife that hasn't been sharpened for 3 years. Okay? I recommend starting out learning on a knife that has just lost its edge. Or even a lot of new knives don't really truly come sharp. So I want to set people up for success when it comes to sharpening. I've taught a lot of people how to sharpen knives over the years, and it's difficult at best when you're starting out to get to figure things out. So just like I wouldn't recommend somebody go and build a custom car from the ground up, you can start off with basic things like changing the oil, learning how to change spark plugs, and get your feet wet with learning a skill. You don't just dive full in, right? So when people are trying to learn how to sharpen knives, I like to turn them to this King 1000 grit water stone. Now, somebody just the other day asked me, it was actually somebody from School of Traditional Skills. If you're not familiar with them, it's a great platform that has all sorts of educational videos on it. They came and spent several days at my shop, and I shot a course on School of Traditional Skills on knife sharpening, maintenance, and stuff like that. So check them out. However, he had subscribed to the course, and in that course and in a lot of my teaching, I talk about using sandpaper to learn on. The thing with using sandpaper to learn on is, yes, you can do it. However, you're going to end up spending time and money on an inferior sharpening system, right? So maybe you get away with only spending $5 and 20-30 minutes of your time, but time is your most valuable asset. So for approximately $25, you can buy this stone here and have a superior sharpening stone to learn on. It's the one that I learned on myself. So it's hard for me to recommend a budget-friendly way to get into sharpening that's not this stone, okay? Because so many times we try to save time or money, and we end up spending more time and more money. So take my professional opinion and just go ahead and buy this stone if you're looking for a stone to start out on. So with that being said, there are a few other things that I would recommend that are not necessary but make it a little bit easier. One of which is this base, which holds the stone. And I'll leave links down in the description for Amazon affiliate. They're affiliate links, so I'll make a little bit. But whether or not I made anything or not, these would still be my recommendations. And then I like this mister bottle, especially, you know, a lot of spray bottles, you're going to get a lot of overspray, or it's going to spray more water than you want. But this is great for kind of cleaning off your stone and keeping your stone wet. So there you go. Those are my recommendations of a great starter kit for learning how to sharpen your knives. Now, when I first started out, I've gone through several of these stones. However, the average person is probably never going to wear out one of these stones, or at least not for a very, very, very long time. When I started out making knives, I was taking my edges, which were pretty thick at the time, and going from a really thick edge to sharp all on this stone. It would take me sometimes an hour or more to sharpen one knife. And I never wore out a stone. I've wore them down pretty far and have gifted some, but this stone will last a really long time. There's actually another stone like this that's a King 1000 that I have as well, that's probably 2.5 times the thickness of this. And I like it because, one, it's just really cool, but two, it's so heavy, so thick that it doesn't go anywhere. The only downfall to a stone like this is if you drop it, it could break. I think there's a cheaper stone that's a King 1000 that comes on this plastic base, and it's actually the stone I started with, but the material is the same as this stone. The reason I don't recommend that stone is because it's almost as expensive as this one, but that plastic base allows the stone to flex in the middle, and it ends up cracking that stone in the middle. And so that's why I recommend this stone over that one. A lot of people try to save money, and they, you know, want to buy something that's cheaper, and they end up wasting time and spending more money. I've done it myself, and you always when you realize that you wasted your time and you should have gone with something else, or you should have took somebody else's advice, it's never a good feeling to admit, man, I messed up. Thankfully, I've made all these mistakes already, so you don't have to. There we go. If you would like to learn how to sharpen knives, I have an ebook on my website. I have a digital download, and then of course there's the course that School of Traditional Skill put together, along with a ton of other great courses as well. That's a subscription type service, I believe, and so when you sign up for it, you get access to a whole bunch of other really good classes if you're interested. So I established the burr, and now I'm going to remove that burr. I used to always do this on newspaper, but newspaper is getting harder and harder to come by, and so I broke down and went ahead and made a strop. This strop here is impregnated with a diamond compound. I believe it's called gunny juice, and this is probably like a 5 micron. Especially with a lot of these newer super steels, just diamond compounds work really good to remove that burr. And we're good to go there. We're tree topping sharp. I'm not touching the surface of my skin, I'm just kind of brushing the hairs, and I can feel the edge grabbing the hairs and tree topping them, as I say. So I hope you found this video useful. I'll be doing some more videos on the other sharpening stones that I use. I have a plethora of different stones. I've got some natural stones, some high-end stones. I enjoy buying and testing out these stones, but when it comes right down to it, sharpening is a skill, and you don't need all these expensive stones. You can get by. I have for years got by with this stone here and a 6,000 grit stone and then a strop. So sharpening is a skill. It's just like playing music. The more you do it, the more you practice, the better you're going to get. So I appreciate your time. If you would, hit the like button if you found this useful, and subscribe, and I'll be doing some more videos soon. This has been Patrick Rorman with MT Knives. Have a great day.